Name of the lesson is The Last Leaf, and let's read the setting. Actually, means what you can say, what at that time is season is of autumn. The wind is blowing hard and it is raining heavily. Now everybody knows autumn season is when the leaves get brown. They are no more green, they are lifeless, and they start falling down in this season, so that in spring season new leaves will bloom out. So, this is the season of autumn when the story is set, about which the story is, when the story is told to you. The wind is blowing hard and it is raining heavily. It's the season of autumn, wind is too strong, and it's also raining there. All the leaves on an ivy creeper. Ivy creeper, you can say, is a kind of plant, and the leaves are specially, they hang on the creeper. They keep hanging on the creeper, and when there is autumn season, obviously, like other trees and plants, they get brown and they start falling down. And as it is raining heavily and a strong wind is also there, so chances are more that leaves would fall down before time also. So means they can hang on there for a bit more time, but because of rain and wind, they are supposed to fall down quickly. So all the leaves on an ivy creeper have fallen except one. Now one leaf is left on that creeper. Why doesn't the last leaf fall? Now, how this last leaf is saved on the creeper? Let's read in the story which last leaf is mentioned, or where this creeper is. All these points, all these, things are mentioned in the story. Sue and Johnsy, these are the main two characters of our story, The Last Leaf. Two young artists shared a small flat. Now, there are two main characters, Sue and Johnsy. They both are artists or painters, you can say. The flat was on the third story of an old house. Johnsy fell very seriously ill in November. She had pneumonia. Now, pneumonia is a severe kind of situation when the person is not even able to breathe, and it is, it happens. It occurs to a person due to severe cold. So Johnsy fell ill, and other friend is Sue. Johnsy is ill. She would lie in her bed without moving, just gazing out of the window. Now, Johnsy is ill and she keeps on lying in her bed without moving. She used to just look out of the window. Sue, her friend, became very worried because Johnsy had lost interest in everything. She stopped talking, she stopped eating, she stopped drinking. So, what she used to do, she used to see outside the window all the time, lying there in her bed. Now her friend got very much worried about her. She sent for the doctor. Now she called the doctor, although he came every day. Now doctor used to come every day to give medicine to treat Johnsy, but there was no change in her condition. Now one day the doctor took Sue aside and asked her, "Is anything worrying Johnsy?" "No," replied Sue. "But why do you ask?" Now, doctor is a bit doubtful that maybe there is some other problem with Johnsy. That's why the medicines are not working. Now he said that it seems she has made up her mind. Means Johnsy had made up her mind that she is not going to get well. Means she has some thought is stuck in her mind that she is not going to be well anymore. If she doesn't want to live, medicines will not help her. So if she has lost the hope of living, then medicines cannot work. You must have listened that whenever somebody gets ill, people tell that person to be brave. And if some severe disease is there, then also everybody suggests that person to be brave, to have willpower, to have a kind of hope to live, and to have a kind of positive attitude that, yes, I am going to be fine very soon. Sue tried her best to make Johnsy take an interest in things around her. Now, as a friend, because Sue is very good friend of Johnsy and they both live together also. Now, Sue tried everything when she came to know from doctor that there is a need of happiness in the mood of Johnsy. So she tried to make Johnsy happy, and she started doing the things in which Johnsy was so much interested. Now she talked about clothes, fashions, but Johnsy did not respond. Still, there was no response. Johnsy continued to lie still on her bed. There was no change. She was all, you can say she never tried to speak to Sue and have a talk with her. Sue brought her drawing board into Johnson's room and started painting. Now, see, another idea Sue tried. And what was that idea? As we came to know in the beginning only, that Sue and Johnsy both are artists, they both are painters. So Sue brought her drawing board there in the room of Johnsy so that maybe like Johnsy, attention is grabbed by the painting or the way um, Sue is doing her work in the room to take Johnsy's mind off her illness. She whistled while working. Not only this, she started whistling while she was painting. So she tried everything to divert the mind of Johnsy from her illness. To take Johnsy's mind off her illness, she whistled while working. Now, suddenly Sue heard Johnsy whisper something. Whisper means to speak in low voice. Now, suddenly Sue heard her saying something and she got very happy and she quickly rushed to the bed and heard Johnsy counting backwards. As we do the counting like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, she was counting backwards like 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 in this way. After some time, she whispered, 11, then 10, then 9, 8, 7. Sue anxiously looked out of the window. Now, Sue got worried and she looked out of the window because she wanted to know where Johnsy was at which thing uh, Johnsy was looking. She saw an old ivy creeper. She saw outside that there was an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. She saw that opposite their window there was a creeper on the wall. In the strong wind outside, the creeper was shedding its leaf. So, obviously, as it is autumn season, this creeper was shedding its leaves, means leaves were falling down from the creeper because of strong wind. What is it, dear? She asked. 6, whispered Johnsy. They are falling faster now. 3 days ago, there were almost 100 leaves. There are only 5 left now. It is autumn, said Sue, and the leaves will fall. Now, Sue tried to convince her that don't think so much about these leaves. These leaves have to fall. This is autumn season, and all the leaves fall. When the last leaf falls, I will die. Now, this is the thought which is making Johnsy worried and making her depressed. Said Johnsy with finality, means like a kind of declaration she made that when this last leaf, when the last leaf of this creeper would fall down, I am going to die. I have known this for the last 3 days. I know it from last 3 days that with the falling of these leaves, my life is also shrinking and less time is left with me. Oh, that's nonsense, replied Sue. What have old ivy leaves to do with your getting well? Now, Sue said that, what are you talking about? What is the connection between these old leaves and your health? The doctor is confident that you will get better. Johnsy did not say anything. Sue went and brought her a bowl of soup. I don't want any soup, said Johnsy. I'm not hungry. Now she said that I'm not hungry. Don't give me any soup. Now there are only 4 leaves left. Her full attention is on the counting of leaves only. She said, I don't want soup. There are 4 leaves left. I want to see the last one fall before it gets dark. And I'm sure that before the night starts, the last leaf is going to fall down. And after that, I will sleep forever. With my own eyes, I want to see the last leaf falling, and then I will also close my eyes because that is the end of my life. Sue sat on Johnsy's bed, kissed her, and said, you are not going to die. I can't draw the curtain, for I need the light. I want to finish the painting and get some money for us. Now, Sue said that I can't, draw the curtains. I can't hide that scene from you because I need light, natural light, and I am painting. And when I will finish the painting, then I will get some money for us, like after selling that painting. So, please, my dear friend, she begged Johnsy, promise not to look out of the window while I paint. All right, said Johnsy. Finish your painting soon, for I want to see the last leaf fall. I'm tired of waiting. I have to die, so let me go away peacefully, like one of those poor tired leaves. Now Johnsy agreed to her and said that, okay, I won't look at them, but please finish your painting soon so that I can see the last leaf falling and then I can also sleep peacefully. I can also end my life. Try to sleep, said Sue. I have to paint an old miner. I will call Behrman up to be my model. Now, this is third main character of this story, Behrman, who is also a painter and who lives on ground floor of this building where Sue and Johnsy live. Now, Sue said that I want to paint an old miner, means a person who is old and who is a miner. So I would, miner, you know very well, is the person who does mining. So she said that I am going to call Behrman up and to be the model for me, and I would paint him. Sue rushed down. Behrman lived on the ground floor. He was a 60-year-old painter. His lifelong dream was to paint a masterpiece, but that had remained a dream. Now, she went to call Behrman, and Behrman is 60-year-old painter, and his lifelong dream was that he wanted to paint a masterpiece, and masterpiece in the life of painter is a painting which will be which is the best painting of that person, means in his life that is the best painting and would be remembered even after his or her death. So every painter wants to have a masterpiece which would be remembered even after his death. So same dream was, you can say cherished by a painter whose name is Behrman. Sue poured out her worries to Behrman. Now, poured out her worries means everything she told her every worry to Behrman. She told him how Johnsy was convinced that she would die when the last leaf fell. She told him that how Johnsy has developed a belief that she would die when the last leaf would fall. Is she stupid? Asked Behrman. How can she be so foolish? She is running a high temperature, complained Sue. She refuses to eat or drink, then that worries me a lot. Now she told Behrman that she is not even drinking or eating, and I'm so much worried. I'll come with you and see Johnsy, Behrman said. They tiptoed into the room. Tiptoed means they went there secretively without making any noise so that Johnsy doesn't know about their presence over there. So they secretly went into the room of Johnsy. Johnsy was sleeping. So drew the curtains together and they went to the next room. She peeped out through the window. There was only one leaf on the creeper, and it was raining heavily, and an icy cold wind was blowing. So there were, you can say there were more chances that last leaf is not going to survive. Only one leaf was left there. It seemed as though the leaf would fall any minute now. Behrman did not say a word. He went back to his room. Now, Behrman also didn't say anything and he went to his room. Johnsy woke up next morning in a feeble voice, means in a weak voice. She asked Sue to draw the curtains because she wanted to look outside. Now, this is the incident of morning. Sue was nervous because she knew that last night the last leaf must have fallen down. She drew back the curtains very reluctantly. Reluctantly means hesitatingly. When you don't want to do that work, but you do that without any, you don't wish to do that, but you have to do. Oh, Sue exclaimed as she looked at the vine creeper. Now, when she drew the curtains, she saw outside and she was shocked. She was surprised. Look, there is still one leaf on the creeper. It looks quite green and healthy, in spite of the storm and the fire's winds. It didn't fall. Now, Sue told Johnsy in very excited manner. She is so excited to tell her that see, there is still one leaf left, and that is green and healthy, and s- even the strong wind, even the storm and fires means violent, severe. Violent winds were not able to make this leaf fall down. I heard the wind last night, said Johnsy. I thought it would have fallen. It will surely fall today, then I'll die. Now, Johnsy still has belief in her thought that this leaf is going to fall down. She said, today it will fall down and then I'll die. You won't die, said Sue energetically. Why she is energetic now? Because she knows that this is miracle. That leaf is there outside, and she knew that now this leaf won't fall down. You have to live for your friends. What would happen to me if you die? Johnsy smiled weakly and closed her eyes. After every hour or so, she would look out of the window and find the leaf still there. Whole day she kept on looking outside means every now and then, after every hour, She looked outside to confirm that was leaf still there or it has fallen down. It seemed to be clinging to the creeper, but the leaf still was clinging, attached to the creeper. In the evening, there was another storm, but the leaf did not fall. Johnsy lay for a long time looking at the leaf. Then she called out to Sue. In the evening, there was another storm, and still leaf was there. And now Johnsy called Sue to have a talk with her. And she said, I have been a bad girl. You have looked after me so lovingly, and I have not cooperated with you. And I have been depressed and gloomy. Gloomy means extremely sad. The last leaf has shown me how wicked I have been. I have realized that it is a sin to want to die. Now I have realized that it is really bad. It's a sin to think about death. Means when God has given you life, you should live this life with full energy and with hopefulness. Now, Sue hugged Johnsy, then she gave her lots of hot soup and a mirror. Johnsy combed her hair and smiled brightly. Now, Johnsy has got her life back. She combed her hair, she also had soup before that, and she started smiling also. In the afternoon, the doctor came. After examining his patient, he told Sue, Johnsy now has the will to live. Means now she is having the will, now she is having the desire to live. I'm confident she will recover soon. Now I must go downstairs and see Behrman. He is also suffering from pneumonia, but I am afraid there is no hope for him. Now, doctor checked Johnsy and showed the hope that now she is going to survive. She is all right now. And now I have to go to check my another patient, and that is Behrman, because he is also suffering from pneumonia, but he has no hope. I think he won't be able to survive. The next morning, Sue came and sat on Johnsy's bed. Taking Johnson's hand in hers, she said, I have something to tell you. Mr. Behrman died of pneumonia this morning. He was ill for only 2 days. The first day, the janitor found him on his bed. Janitor is the person who cleans the room, or you can say a sweeper. So, janitor, when he went there to clean the room, he saw that he was in bed. His clothes and shoes were wet and he was shivering. He had been out in that morning, in that stormy night. He was wet. He was totally, his clothes were drenched. And the reason was whole night he had been outside. Then they found a ladder and lantern still lighted lying near the bed. And then the people found that there was a ladder and a lantern, means a lamp, still lighted lying near his bed. There were also some brushes and green and yellow paints on the floor near the ladder. Johnsy dear, said Sue, look out of the window. Look at that ivy leaf. Haven't you wondered why it doesn't flutter? Means, did you notice that it doesn't even flutter? Means, it doesn't even move when the wind blows. That's Behrman's masterpiece. He painted it the night the last leaf fell. Means that leaf which was still seen through the window was painted on the wall by Behrman, and he died because whole night in the rain he had been he had been painting that leaf on the wall, but he saved the life of Johnsy.